All right, this is a poem titled Nation of Desensitization. April 20th, 1999, a day that will forever bind, the day two students laid waste at Columbine, the day that should have opened our nation's eyes, where now we are stuck in a time of lies when the ones in power can't tell if a threat is something they should heed or someone just making fun of the real ones in need. Thoughts and prayers, words that plague social media, words that have become so bland you might as well be reading them from an encyclopedia. Those words are tweeted out by those that night when the shooting is almost forgotten by the next morning's light. Don't you tell me that this is you doing what's right when the most you'll do to put up a fight is to type some words in hopes to get a like. April 16th, 2007, the day a student sent 32 lives to heaven, whether they were student or staff. I find it hard for people to laugh still at these jokes by people who have never had their heart broke by someone who comes into their school in cloak and decides to end the lives of their fellow can. It can all start at the drop of a pen. After that, the cycle begins again, a cycle where someone seeks attention, even if their name is something to mention in the history books of what we can only hope to be a better tomorrow, a tomorrow that isn't filled with endless sorrow to those who have their loved ones stripped away. I want to start building this better tomorrow today. Seeing students on the news and protest gives me hope, where we finally have reached the end of this tightrope, a balancing act of being afraid or learning to cope, where we no longer have to live in fear, where school safety is in the atmosphere, where everyone can finally adhere to something called common sense. A future where firearms aren't so easily dispensed, a future that prevents events of masses dying and leaves their communities broken and crying. Sometimes what I think we need is a great speaker to act as a representative, a teacher, someone who can lead this nation and bring us all to the realization that we need to take action. And while it may not be to everyone's satisfaction, we cannot just let more people die in masses due to some laws that need to be redacted, laws that when they were enacted, a firearm wasn't something that could shoot in rapid succession, killing dozens of people in one session. Everyone wants their child safe. And when the day comes where my child goes to the place that now is constantly under threat from killers still to come yet, all I want is for the next generations to be able to see us now in our presentation. And even though I put all of this to accusation, unless something changes, we will continue to live in a nation of desensitization. Thank you.